In the time of filming in monochrome, the cinematic aesthetic of Christmas didn't really exist. The only evidence of this being a Christmas film was seasonal ornaments and snow. Other than that, the only reliable marker for a Christmas movie was a levity of performance. With the emergence of Technicolor came the stark reminder that Christmas is red. Christmas is very red as it gets, against a muted backdrop, just to show you how red Christmas is. Why is Christmas red? Well, ask 10 people, you'll get 10 different responses. But as far as I can tell, Christmas has always been attributed to cold Western climates. The most fervent colors of said winter climates typically come from holly, which comes with beautiful, bright red berries. Everyone has seen this image associated with Christmas. However, in Victorian times, we started to see blue Santa, a blue Christmas. In fact, throughout Europe he wore various gang colors until 1931, when renowned health company Coca-Cola released an aggressively red campaign featuring big, red, jolly Santa Claus. This campaign dominated the world and solidified Red Santa and Red Christmas as canon. In the 1970s, we saw a more Dickensian era, which introduced the amber glow of candle and street lamp light. Filters emerged too to soften the image and cozily bloom highlights. We must remember that cinematographers were adventurers of the medium, so these filters could have been anything from rectangles of tinted glass to Vaseline on the lens to literally stretching women's tights over them. Modern Christmas titles, like Love Actually, maintain this motif but with a little more grounding, more focus on a bright pop and less of a focus on warmth, a more subtle presence of green, red, and highlight bloom. It seems that across the board, Christmas films became less about pure Christmas magic escapism and more about the magic it brings to reality. If we compare Miracle on 34th Street, 1947 to the 1994 remake, we can see all the hallmarks of the evolved Christmas style: slight overexposure in parts of the frame, highlight bloom, filtration. Robert Richardson is worth mentioning because he has an especially unique lighting style. He likes to bounce bright sources of light off surfaces and also likes to break up his background with pools of hard light. You don't just see this in his movies, but this look is heavily aligned with the Christmas aesthetic throughout history. The Judeo-Christianic roots, the nativity, holy pools of light, the imagery of three wise men backlit by the moon in the desert. Not to get political, but I do believe that Robert Richardson must be Santa Claus, and therefore Django, a Christmas movie. Modern Christmas films are lacking in care when it comes to visual style. Home Sweet Home Alone is a spiritual successor to Home Alone, but lacks any visual charm. The title cards in the trailer are aggressively red, as if to desperately convince you this is a Christmas picture, as you probably wouldn't have noticed otherwise. The Princess Switch is trying to become a Christmas spirit staple, but it has this foreboding nature to each frame, as if someone's about to die. Krampus feels this way too, except it's allowed to, because it's a fucking horror film. Overall, it's like we're in the 1950s again, and that's sad, because Christmas is possibly the only bastion of good emotion we have in our society. We should protect it. Maybe we don't make an effort with Christmas films today because we just simply don't care anymore. Christmas is just a commercial box tick. But I care. Robert Richardson cares. It's not about religion or commercialism, but cherishing a brief window of positivity, considering that come January, we'll all be complaining about everything, almost everything, for another 11 months. My name is Trago, and all I want for Christmas is you to have a great break. Mwah.